So I'm going to be a couple days late to the party, but D-Day actually means something special for Gorillaz. Let's talk about it. Special thanks to Amelia, aka Mills H, for reminding me of this. August 15th, 1997. So, it was while Stu was working as a Saturday boy at Uncle Norm's Organ Emporium that his and Murdoc's worlds collided, top speed, in a very real way. 2D says, I remember the day quite clearly actually. I was standing behind the counter, like, staring into space. I'd probably been standing in that position for 3 hours or so. Just standing there. Suddenly, Murdoc came smashing through the side of the building in his Valhalla Astra, which lands bumper first on the side of my head. Then Murdoc says, Happy days! This is when your eye came out, wasn't it? And 2D replies, Yeah, the first one, but it didn't come out, it was pushed inward. Fractured. By driving his stolen car through the building, directly into Stuart's head, Murdoc had permanently damaged Stu Pot's left eye, also putting him into a deep catatonic state. Murdoc says, You were just a vegetable, instantly. I've been laughing so much, I probably wouldn't have even seen the cops pulling up outside. And you wonder why I think Murdoc doesn't care anything about him sometimes. Murdoc was arrested and sentenced to 30,000 hours of community service, and 10 hours every week now caring for the vegetative Stu Pot. Murdoc's care in the community service usually involved as much mismanagement of the deaf, dumb, and blind Stu Pot as Murdoc could squeeze into his appointed time slot. Kicking, slapping, punching, dragging, dunking, catapulting, nothing seemed to affect the now catatonic kid, until one incident went a little too far. Murdoc says, We were in a car park in Nottingham, and I was pulling a whole load of very snazzy 360 donuts. I had a proper burn on. I was getting some good smoke off the tires. The girls that were standing around were really impressed, so I thought I'd take it up a notch. Took my foot off the brake, and went for a grand finale. I was probably hitting around 90 when 2D catapulted through the windshield. He flew about 500 yards, landing face first on the curb. Oops. Yeah, that's when your second eye went. You flew through the windscreen at 70 miles an hour, landing on your head once more. You skidded on your face for maybe a half mile when you came round. Oh my. The impact of the incident had to revive Stu Pot from his state of paralysis. In doing so, gave us one of the greatest frontmen the world had ever seen. Murdoc says, He stood up really slow, his back still towards me, and really slowly turned around. Like one of the zombies in those films he watches. There were no eyes, just two black holes. A vacant stare. 2D says, That must have been pretty scary. Then Murdoc replies, No, mate, I saw it. It looked great. A blue-haired, black-eyed god. The girls would go wild. I knew I had it. You were still a bit mental, but I had my front man. Despite the mess, and the fact that half your face was hanging off, I could see that the girls would go crazy for his pretty boy looks. So I made him the Gorillaz singer. Murdoc recruited the newly revived, albeit still mentally defective, Stu Pot as the keyboardist and vocalist, renaming him 2D in honor of the two dents he now sported on his head, left by the twin Murdoc-induced car accidents. Wasn't that a lovely story? So yeah, that's how 2D became the frontman for Gorillaz. Murdoc abuse just never ended after that though, did it? Thanks so much for watching. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jera Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, MC Darfer, Vexus, Agnieszka, Granny Monster, Nightmare Luna, Lily Ardet, and Elliot the Epic 242. Really, thank you so much for everything you do. It means the world to me.